Welcome all to another episode of Packaging Live video series of 15 minutes with an expert. Today we have someone who is a flag bearer of making plastics a sustainable source of packaging. He is a mechanical engineer graduated from BITS Pilani, a humble man who is dedicated over 40 years to the plastic and packaging industry. Currently he is the president and executive director of Raju Engineers Limited, a global player in manufacturing plastic processing machines. Let's welcome the man who the plastic world knows as Sunil Jain. Sunilji, welcome to Packaging Live Experts Corner.
Thank you, Pratik. It's a pleasure being with you today.
Wonderful to see you and join us here today, sir. Sunilji, sustainable plastic packaging is at your heart. How do you see the plastic packaging as a game changer in the post-COVID scenario, or the new normal as we call it?
There's so much of noise about sustainability. It has become quite a interesting subject. I would say that this COVID has brought in a lot of challenges. On one hand, plastics has become very, very visible and it's been a savior. But on the other hand, the problem of pollution is going to increase. So the challenge in sustainable solutions is primarily to do with littering of packaging material and waste management. So I think these are two challenges which society, the machinery manufacturers, the plastic processors all have to be ready with. You see mountains of masks lying all around. So something has to be done with it. And the important point is that these masks today need to be burnt. They can't be recycled. So there has to be a system of collecting these masks and burning them. So coming back to it, yes, waste management, waste collection is going to be a challenge. And once that is done, things should be much better. But on the other hand, we see a lot of plastic products are serving as a savior for the industry. You have PPE kits, you have disposable cutlery, people who are being served meals, they were being served in plastic trays, plastic glasses were being used. So usage has gone up, but we should not give up the agenda of sustainable packaging and finding ways of not littering and ways of waste management.
You're correct in saying that it's individual responsibility to ensure that we are managing the waste management of plastic, and I'm sure everybody is concerned about how to make packaging a sustainable format in terms of usage of plastic. Sunilji, tell us about your journey at Raju Engineers. What's your role in transforming Raju to become a global and trusted supplier to over 60 countries?
The journey with Raju is very, very long, has a history. I used to be a customer of Raju Engineers when I was working in Paharpur Industries, Saibabad, Ghaziabad, and I was a customer when I was in Kenya with a company called General Printers. So the relationship with Raju Engineers goes back nearly 4 decades. But it's only in the last 22 years that I've been a part of Raju Engineers as such. And I've seen this company growing, not in the last 20 years only, but in the last about 30 odd years. From being a very, very small player coming from a small town in Gujarat, they have really become a name which is very well known in the world today. So the journey has been long. The success has been a typical blend of family and professionalism. Family is very deeply involved. We have the second generation who've come in now, very well qualified and taking on the burden. So it's the role today is more of mentoring them and mentoring the team. But yes, the journey has been quite enriching for me, professionally as well as personally. And I think Raju has a very bright future with the second generation now.
Wonderful, Sunilji. Yeah, it's been a wonderful journey, and the entire plastic world kind of recognizes your contribution and your role here at Raju Engineers. Sunilji, moving on to the current scenario, how do you see, everybody knows that COVID-19 has thrown multiple challenges to all manufacturers, and it's the time when probably there is some time where we've looked at new innovations. There's some time manufacturers have got to talk about what new developments could come in. So how do you see that Raju Engineers has done in terms of innovations, and have you converted this challenge into an opportunity?
Well, Raju Engineers has always risen to the occasion. A lot of technologies from overseas have been brought into the country. So the Moen motto has always been bringing world-class technology at the doorstep of the Indian industry at affordable price levels. That has been our motto which drives us. Yes, when the pandemic came in, the business was down, and our team thought of something which is the need of the hour. And that's how we started on an N95 mask making machine. We realized that that is something which the country is going to need, the world is going to need. Going backwards, we realized that it also contains a melt-blown fabric. So we also developed a machine for making melt-blown fabric. And non-woven fabrics are not new to us. 10 years or so back, we were doing a lot of spun-bond fabric, and very successful. We sold a lot of plants. And then we realized that the country reached a saturation level as far as spun-bond fabric is concerned, and we disbanded that product. So this pandemic gave us an opportunity to come back in the non-woven segment, and also it coincides with what the society needs, what the country needs, and what the world needs. So today we have 2 new products, and we are sitting on plenty of orders for making melt-blown fabric line and also for making N95 masks. So these are the 2 latest additions to our portfolio.
Yeah, it's the need of the hour, and both the kind of products that you have launched are required by society at large, and I'm sure they'll have great demand both in the domestic as well as markets which require, and COVID is kind of spread everywhere.
Let me add, people would say, why non-woven, why melt-blown? Whether it's melt-blown or whether it is spun-bond, they are both extrusion processes. And extrusion is at our heart, extrusion is at our core. So for us, transforming from normal blown film extrusion or sheet extrusion was very, very easy. And it so happens that the whole of Raju company, the Raju group, polymer is in our blood. We understand polymers very well. This was again a polypropylene polymer. So we went ahead, within about 6 weeks we developed both the machines. And both the machines are now working at the customer's end. And there's a huge demand for both the machines right now. And interestingly, the export of N95 mask is still banned from the country. But nothing stops us from exporting the machines for making masks. So we are getting a lot of inquiries from exports, both for the melt-blown fabric, and we already have some export orders. It was a challenge because you are dealing with polypropylene, which is of very high melt flow index. But as I said, polymer being in our blood, it was not difficult for us to adapt ourselves to such a high melt flow index polymer. Machine is one part of it. Our strength is we are not only giving a machine, we are giving a technology, we are giving a process. It's very easy for processors to just buy a machine, but then they need to know how to run it. So that kind of a support and know-how, technology backup, something which Raju Engineers has done for all the products. In the past also we've come up with a lot of new products. For example, we came up with expanded polystyrene with a collaboration from a company called Commodore from US. We have another sister company called Raju Buzano, which is a joint venture between Raju and Buzano. We came up with the first WPC, wood plastic composite product, which is doing very well and which is a replacement of wood. So it is environment friendly. So we've always believed in coming up with anything to do with extrusion, and we've never shied away from taking challenges.
Great work that's happening at Raju Engineers certainly, and we see a lot of growth potential, and the idea of make in India and serve the world is kind of truly represented by Raju Engineers. Taking forward, what do you see the role of B2B events, especially in India and abroad? How do they serve in promoting the kind of new developments that you have recently done? and the core extrusion lines that you have been kind of promoting all these years. So how do you see B2B events in future serving the kind of roles that they have been doing in the past?
Pratik, you asked me a very touchy question. At Raju Engineers, promotion through B2B events, and more so like exhibitions, we've been doing it very actively. What you see behind me is our machine being displayed in Germany last year at the Cape. So we've always been in the forefront of displaying machines in exhibitions, whether it is exhibitions in India or overseas. But yes, B2B events like exhibitions is going to be a challenge for many perspectives. The biggest perspective is going to be liquidity crunch. Because capital equipment is the last to recover. So there will be a liquidity crunch with all the machinery manufacturers. And most of these B2B events, industry events, are dominated by machinery manufacturers. So that will be a challenge. The second challenge is definitely going to be, see, as an organizer, it's very easy to get exhibitors. You're dealing with a handful of people. But the challenge is to get visitors. And it's only when you get a good footfall that the exhibitors are satisfied and they get value from it. So that is going to be a challenge, and with so many restrictions happening in the world, whether it is to do with travel, whether it's to do with social distancing, it is going to be a challenge. If you ask me personally, next 1 year is going to be a real challenge for this industry before things start to normalize. And we as exhibitors would also be very, very careful. We would do a lot of due diligence to decide where all do we need to go, and it is really necessary to go. Because the other thing which is also happening in the country is that there are too many exhibitions. There is a plethora of exhibitions both in plastics and packaging. And for obvious reasons, it's a business for people. But at what cost? So unless and until an exhibitor gets his value for money, he gets good business, convincing exhibitors today to come back and start displaying the way they used to do it earlier is going to be a challenge, both in the country as well as overseas. Doesn't sound good for the industry, but that's the fact of life.
Yeah, you truly said the value is what everybody is looking for, and as organizers of responsible exhibitions, it's our duty to offer that value to our exhibitors and also to our visitors. Definitely, Sunilji, it's an insight to what's coming up in the next few months, or maybe later in the early period of the next year.
I've seen some of these virtual exhibitions, trying to see how the look and feel the whole platform. It's interesting. I can only say it is interesting. Yes, a lot of technology needs to be developed in these platforms to make it a real life kind of a situation. You see, when in a machinery exhibition, when someone goes to see an exhibition, he likes to see the scale at which it is happening. He likes to have a feel of the machine which is happening. So if somehow the platforms are so created that instead of just showing videos or running machines, if they are able to do live transmissions of equipment running somewhere, it would become interesting. Like in our last exhibition, I think it was India Blast and a couple of others, we came up with the concept of virtual reality. We have what we call a Raju Innovation Center, where we did a virtual reality shooting there, and someone could feel that he's sitting inside the machine. So that's another platform which exhibition organizers and B2B events would necessarily want to do.
Yeah, I'm sure, Sunilji, both technologies would coexist. So we'll have a hybrid event in future, definitely. But yeah, no better experience than actually walking the aisles and virtually seeing what the live machines and the kind of machines that you run. It's seeing to believe kind of a situation.
Yeah, it's like a virtual factory running there.
Yeah. So Sunilji, with all your responsibilities currently at Raju Engineers, you are also an honorary treasurer and the member for the Governing Council of the Plastic Machinery Manufacturers of India, and also the governing body and chairman of the Northern Regional Chapter of the Indian Institute of Packaging, which is under the Ministry of Commerce. Honestly, tell me, Sunilji, has COVID given you a welcome break? Do you have more time for your family today? And is it something that you have ticked onto your bucket list, which you think you would have not done because of this break, or something that's coming up in the next year?
Firstly, I've always had time for my family. In spite of my hectic schedule, in spite of traveling, I've always been there with the family also. But yes, from my perspective, we're working from home, and I realized that we're working more than we were working earlier. All our team members during the lockdown and after the lockdown were available, and we found an opportunity to do a lot of things which we were not doing in our company. A lot of geographical boundaries we were not touching. We found time to get across to them. So it's been I wouldn't call it a break, but it's kind of having a new perspective of how to run your business. I think that's a challenge, and as we see, working from home seems to be becoming the new norm. But the future will definitely bring in more business, and we see a lot of good things happening in the industry. So yes, it's not a break, it's not a holiday. That's what I keep telling everyone. But yes, keep yourself motivated. There is a lot of issues today about emotional health of people. We need to keep them motivated. Yes, it has also given me an opportunity to spend some time on my spiritual practices, which I think that's a big gain during this pandemic.
Wonderful, Sunilji. We've seen an inspiring journey over the years that I have known you. Any message that you would want to share with the industry and your colleagues through the Packaging Live platform that we have today?
Yeah, see, this year is going to be tough, no doubt about it. And the most important aspect which people should keep in mind during this period is to preserve liquidity. And people who are able to sustain this financial year, believe me, next year is going to be a boom. We see the packaging industry catering specifically to food and pharma. It's become a big opportunity for them. We have many of our customers who are in the flexible packaging industry running down the clock, absolutely being supported, well supported by us even from remote. And they're already talking to us about new. So my message to people will be: hold your guns, be safe, be healthy, preserve your money, and the future will be something which you've never seen before. It's going to be a big, big, big boom.
Thank you so much, Mr. Sunil Jain, for such inspiring words and sharing your journey with us today. We certainly look forward to sustainable times and create more value. And definitely the fact that to use, reuse and recycle the plastic that we consume every day is everybody's responsibility. Thank you, sir. Stay safe, and we hope to meet you soon at an exhibition floor with all your live machines running and in full display.
Thank you very much, Prateek. Wish you all the best. Stay safe. You're doing a commendable job by getting industry people to interact with other members of the industry. Thanks very much. All the best.
Thank you so much.